Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Fun Stuff Friday and I have some fun stuff. Tomorrow is mine and my husband's 17th date anniversary. So we met 17 years ago tomorrow, and he bought me presents. Of course, our wedding anniversary is next month as well. So, it's our anniversary presents. So this is one of my anniversary presents, and it's so pretty. So this is the collector's edition 50th anniversary Uni Mitsubishi 240 count colored pencil set. This is serial number 4576 out of 5,000. There's only 5,000 of these in the world. And I have one. And it's so pretty. It comes in a wonderful box. It's quite large, as you can see. And it's pretty. Each set, it has 5 drawers. Each drawer in shipping, has a piece of foam to make it not move around, so the pencils don't shift anywhere in shipping. And I was really, really impressed. Before we get into this too much, I was really impressed with the box that it shipped in. Um, Not only was it in a cover box that covered the entire thing, but it was also in a packing box, a shipping box. And in the shipping box, the packing box that this was in was completely wrapped with bubble wrap, completely, like taped. Then in the box itself, there was bubble wrap in the bottom, bubble wrap on the top, and around the entire box that this came in was Japanese newspaper and those big bubble pillows. There was no movement in that box whatsoever. And I was so impressed with that. It was very, very thrilling. In the box as well is this wonderful little packet that you get. I'm going to show you the packet. It's kind of funny. So after you open the box, take the inner box out that this is in. The inner box is well thought out. This is completely wrapped in a very thin piece of protecting foam, and it's tightly wrapped around it. The box itself is tightly wrapped around it. There's a top box that comes up and then the bottom box that this is in. And I thought, oh, this is going to be hard to get out. So I opened the top box, I pulled the top off, and the front of the bottom box just flopped right open and this slid right out. It was so cool. I thought, oh dear, the box is broken. But no, it's actually made that way to make it easier to take this box out of the bottom box, which was so cool. Now, for the insert, this is kind of funny. Um, the insert tells you how to take it out of that box that I was just describing. It also has this information shown inside the box. Because yes, this information was inside the box. It also shows you how to take the drawers out, the covering on the drawers, that sort of thing. Yeah, it was kind of funny that it shows you how to open the box and get everything out, and it also shows you that this information is inside the box. It made me giggle. It still makes me giggle. Now, it also comes with this lovely little book, and what this book has is all of your colors. So this goes through all of the colors in English and Japanese. It also gives you a breakdown of what colors are in what color family. It's so cool. Also gives you some color combinations and how to color the little sample that comes in, and we'll be coloring some of that. It also gives you all of the colors in the set in alphabetical order, which is going to be very cool later on because I'm going to do something with that. Of course I am, because, I can't keep things simple. No. So who wants to see what's in the pretty box? So the pretty box, I'm going to tip this up, has 5 drawers. Each drawer has a little pull, and inside the box itself, the drawers sit on a metal bracket on each side. So it slides in very easily, doesn't get stuck. Each tray in the box is numbered all the way down the edge of what pencils are in that tray. Each pencil is numbered from 1 to 240. So each tray has its own color selection. So this tray has a lot of reds, pinks, oranges, browns, yellows, basic. This is actually more of a brown, I think. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it's more of a light tan, really light tan. But it's more reds and browns in this tray. I'm going to move this over because I am grabbing myself all over the place here. So I'm going to move this over so that I can put the trays down on the desk so that you can see all of the colors a little bit easier. Yeah, that's better. Okay. This one has our greens, yellows, teals. So many pretty colors. All the pretty colors. And of course I did swatch them, so we will be watching a swatch here shortly. Now this is a collection, and I have sharpened one. Now I did not sharpen this because it was broken. I sharpened it because of the fact that I wanted to use it. And I'll show you why here in just a moment. They're so pretty. And I worried about sharpening it, but now I do have the Uni Mitsubishi 100s, and I did go through and compare color to color. Now the color numbers are different in this set, obviously, because they're trying to make sure that the color numbers match with the numbers on the front of the box. But the color names are the same as the 100 Uni Mitsubishis. And I did compare one pencil to another pencil and found that the colors are very, very, very similar, almost identical. So they are the same mixture, the same formulation as the Uni Mitsubishi 100s, and they do color the same way. So now, if you know anything about the Mitsubishi pencils, they are a synthetic wax mix. So they don't have the natural wax base that most wax pencils have. So they're a little bit harder, a lot stiffer than regular wax-based pencils. And it's one of the very first artist grade pencils I ever used. So it's like going home. In this tray you have a lot of your pinks into your skin tone type colors like your peaches, your browns, that sort of thing, into your lighter greens. A lot of really pastel colors in this line. And I did go through and check and see if they were the same as the Holbeins, and they're not. They're not the same color numbers, they're not the same color names. All right. And then, of course, in this tray, we have our grays. Now, I think they got to the end here and had 2 more slots to fill. So they just threw in the black and the Mitsubishi red in the last 2 slots here, because this is a lot of pencils. Is this a necessity? Absolutely not. Um, they are expensive, and we'll get more into that later on as well. But we have our different light grays here. So this one is, and we'll go through some of the color names too, because this one's wasabi, you know. What's this one? This one's oyster white. You know, it just so many French, English gray, cedar green, black pepper. You know, so each area has a little bit of, you know, this is the violet grays. This is more of a smoky type of gray into our white grays and our whites. And then our metallics are down here. And it has a really good set of metallics too. They're really pretty. But you guys would like to see the swatch, I bet. So we are going to watch the swatch. It is 5 trays of 48 pencils per tray. So it will take a little bit of time. It is 240 pencils. So grab your cup of coffee and your headset and sit back, listen to the music, and I will be right back after the swatch. And then, of course, we will look through the swatch colors and maybe color with these for a little while. All right, guys, I will be right back. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. Now, as you can probably tell, this is not the 240 set. This is the 100 set, and the colors in the 100 set are very, very nice. They're very well laid out, quite cohesive, and not as much as the 240. So here's the comparison. There's the 240 chart, and as you can see, each drawer has their own 48 pencil variety and building. So we've got our reds and our oranges and our peachy tones, as well as our yellows and our orange yellows and our browns. Then we've got our greens as well as some yellows in this drawer here. In drawer 3, we've got our blues into our purples and our purple pinks. And then in drawer 4, we've got our pastel tones. And then, of course, in drawer 5, we've got our gray tones and our metallics, as well as these two little ones down here on the end that aren't quite sure what they're doing. So, in comparing, I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera here so you can see a little bit better. So we're going to compare the reds. So as you can see with these reds here and these reds here, they're very, very similar, and that's because they are the same colors. There is a lot of duplication between the two sets because they are the same pencil. This is just a larger set of pencils that was created for the 50th anniversary. So I'm just going to put that out there. This is not the 100 set. However, the 100 set is incorporated into this set as far as I'm concerned, and that's my opinion, of course. Each number has been changed to correspond with the drawer that they're in, so that the numbers on the front of the drawer match up with the numbers of the pencil. So when you're putting them back into your drawers, it makes it really easy not to lose its space. So we've got drawer number 1 here with our reds and our peach tones into our deeper reds and our oranges, and then into our brown tones, and then into from our brown tones into our brighter oranges and our tan tones, and then into our green, gray, brown tones. Now this one here I would have put down below, but it does have a really heavy brown undertone, so I see why they put it there. And these are green browns into our light yellows, into our olive greens, into our aquatic type of green, and then into our floral greens. And then from this one here, I would have kind of put down there, but and then we have our aquatic blue greens into our blues, our lighter blues, like these are more of a green blue, and then we've got our blue blues. And it has a huge selection of blues. Look at all those blues. It's so pretty. It's got a really good selection of greens as well. And now we get into the really pretty colors. Into our purples, it's got a really good selection of purples, and then even more pink. So there is a lot of pink in this set as well. And then we've got our pastel tones here. So we've got our pinks and our peaches, our really pastel browns, our pastel greens, our pastel blues, and then of course our pastel purples down here on the end. And then we have our grays. And as you can see, it progresses from light all the way to dark on each set of different tones for the grays. Now this is the largest set here, and I do believe it incorporates a couple of different whites as well. And then we've got our metallics and our little our little strange colors. Our metallics are actually kind of shiny, so you can definitely see the metallic fleck in the metallic colors, which is awesome. Now, in the regular set, you can as well. It's just not as bright. So, are we going to color with these? Yes, we are. I am not going to test them um, because I have been using them for several years. I can tell you that they are light fast and they are waterproof. And with the fact that they are well, water resistant, I won't say waterproof because there is no pencil set um, in existence that is 100% waterproof. If you put enough water on something and scrub it enough with a brush, you're going to get movement no matter what. So I'm not going to say it's waterproof, but they are water resistant. With the fact that they are a synthetic wax base, they are going to be um, they are going to have no bloom. So like Faber-Castells or other oil-based pencils, you don't have that waxy bloom like you do with, say, Prismas or Crayolas, stuff like that. So there is not going to be a wax bloom on these pencils because of the fact that they do use synthetic wax. Now I have started coloring the little card that comes with the Mitsubishi 240 50th anniversary edition. And we will be working a little bit on this card and testing out a couple of different areas of the pencils. So I'm going to switch over here to the close-up, and I'm going to have to sharpen some of these things. So we're going to grab our blues and our purples, and we're going to work on some of these pansies. So I'm going to take our purple. So as you can see, I put some purple in these areas here of that flower area too. So I'm going to start with our purple, and this is pansy violet. Imagine that. So I'm just going to, and this is a pencil that you build the color with. So make sure that you don't, if you do get the 100s or anything like that, make sure that you build that color up. Don't be pressing really hard. You will fill the paper with the pigment. However, you won't be able to blend or build any other colors on top of that. This set was very instrumental in helping me understand how to build color and working on being a little more light-handed. Now I'm going to grab the light pink here. And this is pale lilac. And I'm going to give it a sharpen. This is a very pinky purple. But I'm going to use it to make sure I'm going to dirty. But I'm going to use it to blend into this on the edge here. And it's such a light color, it's probably not showing up for you. But there is color there, I promise. Now we're going to put this one back. And we're going to grab a yellow. And we're going to grab this one here. Now, one of the things I was going to show you on these pencils, I'll show you now after I sharpen this. So they are a thicker pencil. Um, they're not as chunky as the Caran d'Ache, but they are a chunky pencil. Now these do have the name in English. Now I'd probably be better off showing you that on the purple because it is in gold writing. So they do have the name in English as well as Japanese. They are made in Japan as well as the color number out of the 240. On the opposing side here it says the Unicolor 240 limited edition, and then of course it has the gold dip on the end as well. Fancy, fancy, fancy. Now I'm going to take this yellow and I'm going to add it to the bottom of the pansy here into that light purple that I just added. And all around the center area here, like so. Now we're going to add more of that darker color, building that color up on that petal. Now, typically, you would start light and go into your darks with these pencils. I, of course, went backwards because that's what I do. When you start out light and go up into your darks, you will find that your darks will stop where the lights start. So you can blend them together, of course. Make sure that you bring your lights out a little bit further so that when you bring your darks in, you can blend those together. Like so. Alright, so I'm going to grab that pale pink again, which is this one here. And this, well, it's a pale lilac, not a pale pink, so it's a pale purple. And we're just going to do the edge of the yellow here. I'm just going to bring that out a little bit. Same with down here. I'll show you what I mean. Now this is a very pale color. And I'm putting down quite a bit of a layer. And I'm layering that color up to bring that light purple up. Like so. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit here because it doesn't look very good. So hold on 1 second and we'll zoom it all in so you can see it a little bit better. And we'll grab the focus there as well. Turn down the brightness a little bit so that you can see that pinky color. So as you can see in this area here, there's the yellow as well as a bit of that pinky color. Now the paper on this little card is not all that, is quite smooth. It does have a bit of a tooth, but for the main part, it's quite smooth. Now as you can see, I'm going into that lighter purple, and I'm just building that color right on top of it, feathering it in. Now as long as you don't press too hard, and you can definitely feel where the other color is, even if it's really light. Like if you're using a white on white paper for, say, stars or something like that, you will find that you can definitely feel where that color is with these pencils. It just glides right over top of it, and depending upon how hard you push or how toothy your paper is or how sharp your pencil is, you will find that it won't lay a lot of color on top of it. Now the reason why it's laying color on the edge here is because I feathered it out and left some of that tooth in that edge. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. Feathering down into that light violet, pale violet, pretty, pretty color with our pansy purple. Like so. I hope you are all looking forward to tomorrow's live stream. Of course, we're going to be picking a new page out of the summer book by Teresa Goodrich. I think it's Summer Scenes. All right, now we're going to grab a little bit of a dark blue tone, or a blue tone, I should say. It doesn't have to be dark. Princess Blue. I think that will do. And we're going to do that back petal with the Princess Blue. And at this point, I'm not going to look at the one the artist did on the original because I think I've already messed it up. So I'm just going to do it my way. And then we're going to take some of that purple and we're going to feather it in here around the edges. Again, the Princess Blue is a lighter color, so it's going to show up really well around the purple. Like so. Alright, so that's the colors that we're going to use for the pansies. Let's do one more pansy, and then we'll do a little bit of the bridge and maybe some water. And then I think we will say thank you very much for watching. So again, this is the Mitsubishi 240 50th anniversary collection set. And my husband purchased these for me off of eBay for our anniversary. They are quite expensive. So it's 240 pencils, and it was approximately $650 the last time I looked. So yeah, they are expensive, but they are also a collector's edition. So if you don't ever want to color with them, which is, not something I typically do. I color with all my pencils. um, you can hold on to them and possibly even wait until all of the collector's edition ones are sold off of eBay and make a little bit of money on them. I personally wouldn't do that myself, but that's just me, and I like to color with all my pencils. Collector's edition or not, they're colored with. However, I will have some backup. I do apologize. My goodness. That sneeze snuck up on me. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I tried to mute it beforehand, but I didn't get to it in time. Oh dear. Okay, let's see if we can do that again without sneezing in your ears. Now I'm going in with the Pansy Violet. I've already added the yellow as well as the light lilac there, the pale lilac. And I'm just blending the pansy purple into the pale lilac. Just light hand, constant little circles, building that color up. They do work really well with the blender pencils. So I have used the Caran d'Ache on them as well as the Derwent blending pencil. Now I've got the sniffles, I'm sorry. And it does work quite well with both of those blending pencils. So, all right. Sniffles are going to drive me crazy. The sniffles are going to drive you guys crazy. So again, just building that pansy purple up. And like I said, I am going to color with these. They are not going to sit idly in their little box being all pretty. I just don't, I believe in collecting things and having a collection, but I don't believe in owning things that you're not going to enjoy just for the sake of owning them. I am going to enjoy them. Because then they become dust collectors, and I'm not fond of dust collectors. Because they make me sneeze. Am I going to be afraid every time I sharpen one? Yes. Yes, I am. Am I going to flinch every time I sharpen one? Yes, yes, I am. But I am still going to use them. And I actually have a thought in mind for a possible fun thing for the channel. So we'll see. I'm not going to give too much away because I'm not positive on it yet. And I don't want to, get people's hopes up. Alright, now I'm just going around with the purple, building that color up on the edges of the blue. Making that pansy pretty. Like so. Now we have two pretty pansies. Alright, so I'm going to put these colors away. And the purple, and the blue, and the pink go in this drawer. And the yellow goes in this drawer. And we're going to take out the yellows. Put those back in there. Alright, now we're going to put this yellow away. And we need some browns. So, what drawer? Yeah, I need drawer number 1 for that. And we're going to start with, actually, let's not do browns, let's do grays, because it is a bridge, right? So yeah, we're going to do some grays. So we're going to start with 208. Sorry guys, I'm wiggling you around all over the place. There we go. So we're going to start with 208. Which is this one here. See if I can get it out of the pretty box. So I'm just going to sharpen 208. That's better. Okay. So we're going to use 208. And we're going to use this one here, which is 205. I'm going to sharpen it up as well. Yes, I am wincing every single time. Alright, so I'm going to start with the highlight areas with this lighter tone. Now this is a very small surface, small area, so I'm not going to put a lot of the color, the light color, everywhere, because we're going to have a little bit of shadow on the top rail here because the sun's coming from that way. And of course we've got flowers and stuff in there as well. Okay, now we're going to use the darker tone. Like so. And I'm just going right over top of that lighter tone and blending those colors together, giving us that medium tone in our medium areas. Making sure that we leave some of that lighter color for our highlight. That's facing the sunset there, so we're not going to color it too dark there. And again, just lightly building that color. This is definitely one of those pencils that require a little bit of finessing, letting the color do its thing. If you try to put too much pressure on these pencils and try to force the color onto the page, you are going to find that you're not able to get a lot of color on the page. So the lighter your hand, the better. Just because the more colors you want to add, the less you'll be able to add if you're too heavy-handed. Less is more sometimes, and you can always add more if you don't try to get it all down at once. Like for example, because of the fact that I know that the sun is going to be coming this way, I want to put a bit of yellow on the outside of the bridge there, just to show that the sun is hitting it. So I need, let's just grab the one that we already used for the pansies, because we don't need it to be too bright, just enough to show that there's a light source coming from that direction. Like so. It's not a lot of color, but it's just enough to show what I wanted to show. I'm going to do it here as well. Now that I've thought about it. Now we're going to go in between the plant here and add our darker tones, like so. I'm not going to take up a lot of your time with these, I hope. It's almost been an hour, so I think I'm just going to do the water in the background there and say thank you very much for watching. Again, thank you so much to my husband for this wonderful, wonderful gift. It's so pretty. These are an absolutely gorgeous set of pencils, and I can't wait to continue to use them. I've got a few thoughts of things that we can do with them. So we will see how it goes. Okay, so I think I'm done with the gray tones here. Just going to get the last little bit of, there we go. So there's our bridge. And it is really, really close up, so if it looks a little off, that's because I have not blended it, and it does have a little bit of tooth showing still. Alright, so let's put the yellows in there. Excuse me, that sneezing has now made my throat itchy. Another reason why I'm going to let you guys run away here in just a moment because, yeah, I sound terrible. All right, so I'm going to be using a blue-green, which is number 94. As well as this one here. They're not difficult to get out, but sometimes they stick a little bit. This one is called Sparkling Blue. And I'm quite sure once they're started to be sharpened and all that, they will fit a lot better. All right, so we're going to start with our Sparkling Blue here at the edge, and here, and here, and down here. Just putting it in little areas of the water here, like so. And then we're going to take our darker blue, and we're just going to go around the boats. And under the dock. Make sure that we're not going to color our plant there. And then into the deeper ocean areas. Like so. And then we're going to grab a deeper one, which I think, let's take a look. Which one do I want? Number 95. And this is Capri Blue. And we're going to come in to some of these darker areas here with it. All right. And again, just going to blend that in with our medium blue here, like so. And we'll take a little bit of our lighter blue and just put in a couple of little bits of blending there and moving those colors together. And there we have it. I'm going to put these ones away. And then we will take a closer look at the picture on the full camera so that you guys can see a little bit better. And again, a little bit of a look on the pencils and the swatch. All right. So put you on the main camera here. So again, here is the entire selection of the pencils per drawer. So every 2 lines is 1 drawer. So that would be drawer 1, drawer 2, drawer 3, drawer 4, and drawer 5 down here. So this is what we have done today. We colored up these pansies as well as the bridge and the water behind the bridge. I will be coloring on this little by little. Um, I am going to be very sparing, and as you can see, I did the light poles with the metallic because I was playing with it. I will be gentle with the pretties, I promise. And I will be working with them little by little, trying not to um, flinch every time I use them, I guess is the word. Uh, of course, I do have some plans, and we will see these again very, very soon. All right, guys, until next time, thank you all very much for hanging out, for taking a look at the wonderful gift that my husband has given me. Again, like I said, this is a collection. This is definitely not something that is required to color at all. This is just something that I really wanted and have wanted for quite some time. I've always enjoyed the Uni Mitsubishi colored pencil set that I have, and when I found out that they had a 240 set in a wooden box for their anniversary collection, I really wanted them, and they were on my list of wants for quite some time. So my husband decided that after 17 years, I deserved them. And he always spoils me. So we know that if something is on my list, or if I have actually told him about something that I'm pining after, um, I will get them at some point. So with that, this is the Uni Mitsubishi 50th anniversary 240 colored pencils in the wooden box, number 4,576 out of 1,000, or 5,000, sorry. Um, Tomorrow we will be working on Teresa Goodrich, and we will be, of course, picking a new picture out of Summer Scenes. And yeah, with that, I would like to say, remind you all to, of course, like, comment, and subscribe to every YouTube artist that you enjoy. Not only does this help us out with our self-esteem, it also helps us with our analytics because YouTube looks at all of the likes and dislikes and stuff like that and tells other people about the videos that you guys like. And of course, always, as I say at the end of every video, and I mean wholeheartedly, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye bye for now.